building their solutions with the Stellar and Turban network. So over to you.
Okay, thank you very much. So I think I would just go straight into the question. From our community, we've had like some incline. Obviously, I think the floor can also be open to people present here in case they have any questions we do not cover. Yeah, so the first question
And
here
just to
though.
say, just to say, we also have Anka and Anuha. They are members of the Stellar Development Foundation, and I'm definitely going to invite them as speakers. I didn't tell them, but I'll invite them as speakers if they can at some point also talk about anything that they'd like to share. So just wanted to also make it open there that we have representatives from the Stellar Development Foundation on the space. So shout out to Anka and Anuha. Over to you, Purity.
All right, awesome. Okay, I hope you guys can hear me.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So the first question here is, are there any like specific workshops for stellar surge learning?
Yes, there are. So initially when I was talking about um, the learning components of the community, I had mentioned how we're also putting together learning workshops. And today, actually, we had our very first workshop, which was really centered around going back to the basics of what is Stellar, what is Sorobon, what can be built on this network. And we decided to start out with that workshop because a bunch of people who are within the community now have not heard about the Stellar network before. And although we have like a mini crash course where they, watch videos and read content about the network, we also wanted to create a practical lesson of some sort where these community members can listen to experienced developers that have built on the network and actually have them walk through, those technology. So we had the first of many workshops that we'll be hosting for members of the community targeted at different topics. And so there's definitely there are definitely workshop opportunities and learning opportunities within the Stellar Search community.
Okay. The other question was they wanted clarification on the registration process, like how do they apply to the program? So they were asking, do they need to join the community first in order to get access to the program or the resources?
Great. So because we want to see the stages that they're in, so we have developers who their learning language or their programming language is in Rust, and we only knew that information because they registered through the program and they have ideas they want to build on the network, but they don't know anything about the network. So just to help us on the operation side to know what are the needs of our community members, it's really great that they register to join the community. The community itself is a component of the program, right? So they just have to register to join the community, and then they join the community. They get access to all the resources that comes with the community, which includes the learning events, the physical meetups, the opportunities to pitch at these meetups, and opportunity to also be a part of the wider Stellar Dev community, because the whole idea really is, while they build their knowledge on what Stellar and Sorobon can do, they get also integrated on the global Stellar Dev community. So they definitely need to register to join the community.
All right, very well noted. The last, not last, the next question was they were concerned about like the mentors, so they asked if um they were mentors that they could reach out to if need be
Mhm.
during the program sequence.
Yes, of course. So, I mean, the community is driven by, mentors and experienced developers within the Stellar network that have built on the network. Actually, the person who delivered the workshop today is a founder who has built on the network and recently just got funded through the SCF grant application, and I can talk about that later. So we definitely have opportunities to connect them with mentors, as well as mentors in the Stellar Development Foundation. And I see Anoha has her hands up, so I would allow Anoha take over as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, hi everyone. My name is Anu here. I'm the. Oh, really? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. You can. Okay, cool. Oh, maybe you just don't hear me. Anka's also in the same room with me here. But yeah, hi everyone. My name is Anu here. I'm the ecosystem growth manager at the foundation, working with Gift very closely and bringing our awesome stellar community over to Africa and really cultivating it over there. But to answer your question in terms of how does one get started and onboarded into our community? Here, I would say one of the best ways is the Stellar Dev Discord, right? That's a really good place for people to be in, to kind of stay active within these conversations where they can really contribute and overhear and learn with others as well. So it's one of the best ways. The other is we also have Sorbonne Quest, which is a really cool gamified tooling that will help people onboard into the ecosystem. But something even cooler than that, I think, is this app called EasyA. EasyA is the Duolingo of Web3. And I highly recommend for anyone on this call who's interested in understanding how to build on Web3 or what the heck is it? How can I leverage blockchain technology and kind of get a wider understanding for it? The EasyA app is a mobile application which has mini modules that are gamified. And there's a stellar course on there that you could do. And I actually do it on the subway ride over every now and then to keep myself up to date in what's happening in the industry. It's super easy if you're at the gym or something like that. I highly recommend folks to really leverage EasyA application for onboarding into the Stellar community as well. So yeah, those are some ways that people can get started to learn more about Stellar in the current space. But yeah, I hope that kind of gave you guys some insight.
Of course. Yes, it did. Thanks for that, Anoha.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, Purity, I don't know if you have any more questions. I see that we have Women in DeFi as well as just joined. So feel free to unmute at some point to introduce what you guys do at Women in DeFi. And then, of course, if there are specific questions with regards to the Stellar Search Program or the Stellar Development Foundation and whatnot, we definitely have members from the foundation that can also speak to some of the questions that you may have. Purity, and then our folks at Women in DeFi. It was really a bit quiet at some point.
Should I go on with the questions or?
Yeah, I think you can go on before our folks at Women in DeFi can respond as well. Yeah.
All right. So, okay, next question is, can they build individually or as a team? So I think this person probably has gone through the page and saw like there was opportunity for them to like get grants for their projects. So I think that's where this question comes in. If they have to, can they form a team of mixed of like product managers and as well as developers, or it's just strictly individual for developers?
Oh, yes, they can definitely form a team. I think one of the really strong requirements to getting a potential funding through the Stellar Community Fund grant is that you're able to demonstrate that your team can actually deliver on this project that you're proposing. So I would actually highly recommend that they try to form their teams. So it could be like, technical lead or, a designer lead on the team, and someone who really gets to, or someone who actually understands the Stellar network or knows how to integrate with the Stellar network. So yes, definitely they have to form a team to have a stronger a stronger leg, if that's the right way to say it, a stronger leg in getting a grant application sorted.
Yeah, and also, Gift, I do want to take a minute here to plug in Startup Camp, right? So one of the best
Yeah.
ways is to actually go through Startup Camp with your team with just an
Mhm.
idea. So Startup Camp is actually a 5-day program that allows for someone to
Mhm.
take their blockchain idea and really build out their proof of concept ready for Stellar Community Fund. So in fact, instead of
Yeah.
jumping straight to the grants program, people, I would say, recommend you all to leverage the Startup Camp program
Startup camp.
to set
Yeah.
themselves up for strong success for getting grants through SCF, right? And to your question, on almost all projects that come in through SCF do have a strong team. In fact, one of the constraints that we have for us approving grants is, hey, does this person have a good team? What does that team look like? Are they capable of building said project? Right? So 100% you need teams. And one of the best ways to find a good team is through the Stellar Surge community, right? So find people within the community that have similar passions, come up with that awesome idea within the community, go to one of the awesome events that we have set up coming up soon from Nairobi, Accra, or Lagos. And then from there, apply to Startup Camp, which is happening on
Mhm.
July 22nd, and then go on and apply to SCF. We have a very
Yeah.
clear
Yeah.
pipeline set up within our ecosystem to help
Yeah.
builders really be successful, right?
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for that plug, Anuha. And then,
Of
of
course.
course, if you're applying for SCF Startup Camp, mention that you're coming from Stellar Search Community, so we can actually track and see
Exactly.
that we're supporting you guys as much as we can.
Exactly. I will say you get priority if you put in that you're from the Stellar Surge program. So,
Yeah, yeah,
but yeah, we have plenty of ways to really support developers within the ecosystem currently. So please, please be sure to leverage all of these different opportunities.
yeah, yeah. Yes. So, Purity, do we have more questions? I also see Cozy joined, as well as speaker. She's one of the team members on the Women in DeFi team. So, Cozy, please feel free to also unmute, introduce yourself, and if there are like existing questions within your community as well on how the Stellar Surge program or the wider Stellar network developer community can support female developers within your community.
Okay, hi everyone. Jem, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Alright, so my name is Coxie. I'm the Devil of Women in DeFi and I'm presenting my community. So I would love to ask, no, first of all, if I ask any question, I noticed you guys were talking about a CSTA camp, boot camp of something. Can you please include the link to the boot camp in the chat so that we can easily
Great,
access it?
great. Thanks for flagging that. Yes, I think we can do that.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much for that. And you said something about the community. I don't know. I think it's not really the one I'm in. I don't know if you can also include the link to the community as well, so that
Yeah,
people
yeah.
also
So
get.
that's
Okay.
the global Stellar Dev community that Anuha mentioned, which is on Discord. So yes, we can also put the link to that Discord on the chat, so you can also get access to that as well. I
All right.
love how we're creating and making these opportunities available, because there's really a lot in stock that the Stellar Development Foundation are putting together to ensuring that we can support developers in Africa to building solutions that are for Africa. So we'll definitely be sharing links to the community as well as SCF Startup Camp. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. Also, I would love to ask. Do you guys have a devil in charge of Stella Search or something? Like, I would love to know if there's a devil that's in, like, the head of devil in charge of this program. Is there any devil?
Very good question, Kosi. That's a question that I ask myself every day.
Well, thank you for that.
So right now we don't have a dev real ed, but one thing I should mention is the seller search program. This is like the first phase of the program. So we are,
Oh,
just testing things out, evolving the community. So there will definitely be an opportunity to have like a core dev real lead that
oh
would,
wow.
sort of like, yeah. So this is one of many phases of the Stellar Search program. So your question is really right on the spot, because it's definitely in our roadmap as we grow and evolve.